So you can see the IP check middleware is applied here. But what if I have a similar type of route, or I have another route called contact, and I'm going to have another page of contact. So quickly just create that. So copy paste and contact. So go here, make it contact. Yes. So yeah, here on the web.php, let's remove this route for now for just checking purpose. So I will say /contact, and yes, contact is here. And suppose I want to have middleware on this also, this IP check. So the point is, if two routes are there, that's good. But what if we have a lots of route and we want to apply same middleware to all of the routes? So here comes route group. So if I say route, and I will simply say middleware of IP check, and then I need to say group inside, just giving a closure. And one thing more, this middleware has to be inside square brackets. That means it's an array. And then inside this closure, I need to move these two routes. So as soon as I move these two routes, now this middleware of IP check is applied to all the routes inside this group. This means we can simply remove these two routes middleware, and now yes, these two are protected with IP check middleware. If I now go to about, yes, you can see it is redirected back to Laravel. That means base URL, because on our IP check I have incorrect IP address. Now I changed the IP address to 127.0.01, which is localhost. Now I can easily access my about page. Yes, you can see, and similarly contact page also. And this is the one way of applying middleware. Yes, we have seen that we can apply it directly, we can apply in group of middleware, but you can also have a middleware on the controller, just like on this home controller. You can see we just need to have a constructor. Inside the constructor, we need to say $this arrow middleware and whatever the middleware name. So if I want to have a middleware here also, so I can simply say I want a middleware of IP check here also. So yeah, again that has to be inside an array. So two middlewares are applied to this home page. This means if I now go here and I can simply say login. Okay, try to log in here and give a secret 123. If I try to access home page, yeah, you can see I can easily access. But now if I go to IP check middleware and change the IP and check, yeah, you can see I cannot access the home page because IP doesn't match. So this means yes, this IP check middleware is also applied to this controller. So whatever the function we create, every function has to deal with this middleware first, then execute the function. If you want to remove any function, so like you don't want the index function to be applied with the middleware, so I need to say accept, and inside that just give the name of the function. So function index is returning the home view. So I can say that okay, all these middlewares are going to apply to everything except the index function. So if I now go and try to access home page, yes, I can say, but yeah, you can see the IP address doesn't match, even though I can access this, because that IP check and even auth is not applying on the index. That means now I can access home page without authentication. And yes, you can see I'm not logged in. It says you are logged in because this auth middleware is not applied to this index. Similarly, we just have a new function of only, just going to apply to this index function, nowhere else. So yes, if I refresh, it's redirected to login because now auth middleware comes into action, and similarly IP check can also be worked. This is the third way. But another way is like inside the kernel method. You can apply middleware to your web middleware group, because every route created inside this web file has to deal with all these middlewares. So if I remove these group of route where we have defined the middleware for these two, now we are applying middleware for every route, even for the base URL. So how can we apply? Just give your middleware path or middleware class actually here. So the class is this, and similarly, as soon as I save this file, if I refresh, now it's having an infinite loop, because even our base URL is applied with this IP check, and IP check is saying, okay, if it is not there, redirect to base path, base URL. And again on the base URL it's saying, okay, I'll check IP doesn't match, go to base URL check, base URL check. So that's why it says too many redirects. So this is the way you can apply. But another way, yes, you don't want, even you want to have on API everywhere else, as you can apply the middleware here also. So again, infinite loop will going to happen, because this time this middleware is applied to all of your project. But let's remove this. We don't want to have that kind of things. So I can easily access this, removed middleware, access it. So this is the ways actually to apply middlewares in different places at different situations. So wherever you want, according to the situation, you can apply middleware to your application.